Hello and welcome to this online class. In this video, we are going to discuss about Indian Railways. In the previous video, we have discussed about the roadways and the introduction of the transportations. So, here in this video, we shall discuss about the Indian Railways and advantages and disadvantages of Indian Railways and what are the problems that are faced by the Indian Railways. So, let's start. Indian Railway is India's national railway system operated by the Ministry of Railways. So, the Indian Railway is operated by the Ministry of Railways. The first railway line was laid between Bombay and Thane in 1853. So, the first railway line was laid or first track was laid between the two cities, that is Bombay and Thane in 1853. After that, rail services have developed a lot. It manages the fourth largest railways network in the world by size with 1.2 lakh of total network. So, it is the fourth largest railway network in the world. 49% of the routes are electrified with 33% are multi-tracked. So, remember 49% of the routes are electrified and 33% are multi-track. Two lines are there. Next, we shall discuss about the types of railway gauges. So, there are mainly three types of railway gauges. You must remember it. The width of it you must remember, often asked in the board examination. So, Indian Railway currently has three different gauges. The first one is broad gauge with the width 1.676 meter. Second one, meter gauge, width is 1 meter, and third one is narrow gauge, width is 0.762 meter. So, remember the width of these three different types of gauges. So, let's discuss first the broad gauge, as the broad gauge is widely used in all parts of the country. It was mainly installed to meet the major ports with other cities to facilitate the export of raw material to the Britain by ships. So, what was the main motto of this? To export the goods and to facilitate the train to connect to the ports, accounting to about 50% of the total route length. Broad gauge tracks link the major cities in the country. Example, Sealdah Delhi Duronto is the fastest long distance train. Underline this, it is the fastest long distance train. It runs non-stop from source to destination. So, Sealdah Delhi Duronto Express is the fastest long distance train and it runs from the source to the destination non-stop. Then we have the meter gauge. Meter gauge is mainly used in northern UP, Bihar, Assam and parts of western Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So, these are mostly used in these parts of the states, and now most of these tracks are replaced by the broad gauge. Narrow gauge, the third one is narrow gauge, was used in mountainous regions of Kalka, Shimla, Siliguri, Darjeeling and Uttarakhand, that is Ooty. So, the narrow gauge is mainly used in the hilly areas, mountainous areas, the toy trains. You must be familiar with the toy trains that is mainly run in hilly areas. The speed is very slow and mainly run in Shimla, Darjeeling and Ooty. However, after independence, the government of India decided to convert all the gauges into broad gauge to facilitate transport of goods and general traffic. During the last few decades, efforts have been made to replace most of the meter and narrow gauge tracks by broad gauge, as it is more convenient and comfortable for the public. So, after independence, the narrow gauge and the meter gauge is replaced and upgraded to the broad gauge. Now, let's see about the railway management, how the railway department or railway ministry manages the railway system. The entire railway system is managed by the Ministry Railway Board. The railway network has been divided into 16 railway zones which are subdivided into divisions. These divisions form the basic operating units for Indian Railways. So the railway board is divided into 16 zones. You can see the previous page, the table is given and all the 16 zones along with the headquarters names are mentioned over there. So learn this. Railway zones. The network of Indian Railways is divided into following 16 zones. You can refer the table 15.2. Konkan Railway is constituted as a separate zone and is corporated railway. It comes under the control of Railways Ministry. The Konkan zone, which is in the Navi Mumbai, headquarters is there in Navi Mumbai, and it is West Konkan Railway Corporation, that is mainly directly managed or looked after by the Railways Ministry. The progress of Indian Railways. What were the progress? How the improvement and development took place? Indian railway system is the biggest public undertaking in the country. So Indian railway system, as you have seen, the roadways and Indian railway systems are public and they are mostly used the Indian Railways. It has about 16 lakh employees. It has undergone considerable improvement over the years. So just imagine it provides 16 lakh employees. Railway system or railway department provides 16 lakh employees, as well as it has improved considerably over the years. Diesel engines replaced the steam engines in 1950. Though before 1950 the steam engines were there, now it is replaced by the diesel engines to avoid environmental pollution. At present, diesel locomotive works, that is DLW, in Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh, and Chittaranjan locomotive works in West Bengal and locomotive works in Jamshedpur, Jharkhand are the producing diesel engines. Underline these location of the place where these locomotive works are done. Diesel engines also caused considerable air pollution. So diesel emits a lot of smoke and that directly cause the air pollution. Hence, to meet the growing pressure of the traffic and goods, electrification of all the railway tracks was undertaken. So as the diesel engine was causing a lot of air pollution, so electrification was undertaken. In the electrification process, priority was given to the high density section of the railway lines to enable greater speed and volume of traffic. So wherever high density of population was found, mainly in Uttar Pradesh and these northern plains, the electrification of the railway was done. The distributional pattern of railway network is closely influenced by the terrain, topography, density of population, minerals, fertility of land, and arid and semi-arid climatic conditions. So the distribution or the network of the railway systems are mainly dependent on high density of the population and the availability of minerals that can be exported to the ports or that can be transported to the ports. That was mainly the pattern of railway network. Priority has been assigned to the conversion of meter gauge lines into broad gauge. Railways tracks are electrified. So priority was given that the meter gauge should be replaced with the broad gauge, and these railway lines were replaced by the electrification. Railways have specialized themselves in carrying over long distances heavy and bulky goods. Underline this word, heavy and bulky goods, including containers. Most of the trains are electric and diesel locomotives. So the important role of the Indian Railways is to carry heavy and bulky goods. So remember, often it is asked in the exam. Fast moving trains and public amenities at railway station is introduced. Railway made a significant problem in the area of track replacement Rajdhani and Shatabdi trains are introduced. So underline these two fastest train, Rajdhani and Shatabdi trains. There are some new fastest trains that has been introduced like Vande Bharat, Gatiman Express and Tejas. These are the few the fastest trains that have been introduced recently. So now discuss about the advantages of the railways. The first advantage, I will be highlighting the important points which will be very important that you need to write in the exam. No need to write, no need to learn all the points as it is, but you need to understand the basic advantages of railways and write those 3-4 points. You learn it and no need to learn all the complete lines. Only the keywords that you need to learn and you will be given marks. India has the largest network of railways. Railways serve as the principal mode of transport for both freight and passengers. Underline this, is very important. It serves as the principal mode of transport for both freight and passengers. Freight means the carrying the bulky goods. They unite people from one corner of the land to the other. This is also one of the most important point of advantages of railways. So you must underline it. Railways serve as the cheapest mode of transport for the bulky products over long distance. For example, coal, iron ore, petrol and many other raw materials. Underline the very important, that is very common and everyone writes in the board exam, that is, it is the cheapest mode of transport. Railways connect the hinterland to the seaports, example Mumbai cotton textile industry. It is also one of the most important line or most important point in advantages. You must memorize it. Railways play an important role in the process of economic development and urbanization. So here also is a very important point. Railways promote integration within the states, example connecting eastern states to west and northern to south. Railways help in agricultural development. It helps in transporting agricultural commodities, that is perishable and non-perishable, to distant places. Similarly, other raw materials, fertilizer, etc. is also sent by the railways. So these are the few advantages of railways. There are many more that we need to discuss it. Railways help in administration of the country. It also helps in safeguarding its sovereignty, integrity, and it helps in easy movement of heavy defense equipment, troops, police and military within the country. It forms a major employment sector as lakhs of people are dependent on railways for their livelihood. So most important point is that it provides employment to the lakhs of people. So you must write it in the advantages, this point. The construction and expansion of the railways have improved the economy of the countries considerably. In the post-independence period, railways have helped in setting up of many industries like Bhilai, Durgapur, Bokaro and Rourkela. Railways have played an important role in the development of cotton textile in Maharashtra, jute industry in Hooghly Basin, iron and steel industry in West Bengal, tea plantation in Assam and petrochemical industry in West Bengal. So these are the few important role that Indian Railway plays. Then local trains are becoming increasingly important in the metro cities. The local trains are important. Mumbai has the best network of electrical suburban trains, which has been the best mode of transport for the past many decades. So the local trains in Mumbai have the best network of electrical suburban. Then Kolkata and Delhi have the underground railway called the metro. It was constructed in different phases from 1972 to 1995. It has been a great achievement of the state government. So metro trains are underground metro trains. Underline the names. Kolkata and Delhi have the underground metro trains. It is often asked in the exam. Then super fast trains like Rajdhani Express, Shatabdi Express have been introduced to facilitate the fast movement of passengers. They move at the speed of nearly 100 kilometers per hour or more. So there are many super fast trains that has been introduced recently, as I have already told you. That is the Vande Bharat Express and the Gatiman Express, here Rajdhani Express and the Shatabdi Express are the super fast trains that is introduced. Computerization in the field of ticketing has brought tremendous relief to the passengers traveling by trains. Now one can book the tickets 3 months in advance online through internet instead of wasting hours standing in long queues. Railways are more important in the northern plains as compared to northern India due to the following reasons. So we also discussed the roadways, that the roadways are also more favored in northern plains. Similarly, the railway system also is more favored in northern plains because of the four factor, that is the flat level of land that in the northern Ganga plain with high density of population and rich agricultural output provides ideal condition for development of railways. Underline flat level of northern Ganga plain, high density of population and rich agricultural output. Hence, due to the presence of rivers, number of bridges have been constructed. In the northern parts of India, due to the hilly and rugged topography, it is difficult to develop railway lines. Hence, here the road transport is more popular. Underline is very important, often asked in the board exam. Why? In the northern parts of India, the road transport is more popular is due to the hilly and rugged topography, and it is difficult to develop railway lines in the high altitudes. Now let's discuss about the disadvantages of railways. The first one is railways face a tough competition with road transport as roads can deliver the goods at the doorstep. So railways are facing the tough competition between railways and roadways. And the roadways, you can see that goods are delivered at the doorstep. Indian Railway is facing tremendous pressure of traffic with increasing population, urbanization and industrialization. You can write 3 points separately. The disadvantages of the railway, that is the tremendous pressure in traffic with increasing population and because of the urbanization and industrialization. Unsafe due to poor maintenance. The Indian railways are not maintained well. Frequent accidents due to human errors, terrorist attacks, Naxalite attacks and faulty track, repairs, loots, robbery incidents have been the rail journey unsafe. So there are some, this incident takes place, accidents happens due to the poor maintenance of Indian Railway. Poor management, poor catering, poor maintenance of the rail compartments, lack of amenities at the railway stations have resulted in the inefficient image of the railways in the eyes of public. So poor management, poor catering, the food is not supplied as the quality food and the standard food, poor maintenance of trains compartments, many of the compartments remain dirty, uncleanliness. So these are the few demerits, disadvantages of Indian Railway. Changing policies and delay in implementing the decisions taken by the central government affect the efficient running of the railways. So the central government changes sometimes the timing of this Indian Railway. So that affects the running of the Indian Railways as well as the public people. Obsolete machinery, tracks and equipment are cause of major accidents. So obsolete machinery means the trains that is running are very old. They are not upgraded, not replaced with the new technologies. So they are facing a lot of accidents and they cause difficulty for running fast, or there are some demerits because of this obsolete machinery which affect the efficiency over a period of time. This also affects the traffic as people lose faith in the system. So obsolete machinery, the old machinery cannot be run very fast. The engines cannot be run very fast. So due to the old machines, old engines that is used since independence day, that is since pre-independence, that is before after the means many decades we are using the obsolete machinery. So it is a problem for the Indian Railway. Electrification of railways have resulted in heavy increase in consumption of electricity. So all the railway systems are electrified. So what happened? Now consumption of electricity is more. It has increased. Increased tariff rates. The tax also have been increased. Suppose one businessman brings the goods from other cities to his own cities, he has to pay a lot of tax. Railways also consume a lot of diesel. So railways also consume a lot of diesel. The increase in the prices adversely affects the finance of the railways department. Often the fare is increased and that is affected by the people, disturbed by the people. Out of lakhs of employees from the railways, majority are unskilled and untrained. It is a major problem of Indian Railway. The employees of the Indian Railways are unskilled and untrained. Most of the lakhs of employees, they are inefficient and not dedicated to the service. Due to the inefficiency of these unskilled and untrained people, the employees, the accident takes place and we waste a lot of time to get a reservation ticket as well, and there are the problems faced with the uncleanliness and the maintenance of the railway stations are because of this reason. This also affects the public opinion and leads to unnecessary problems like delay in running of the trains and inconvenience to the public. So the delay of the running of the trains is due to the untrained and unskilled employees in the Indian Railway. Lack of passengers facilities, cleanliness at the railway stations and all compartments, and lack of security arrangements are the other problems faced by the common man. So lack of cleanliness, lack of the railway compartments, lack of security, this you can write different points in the disadvantages of the railway. Now let's see the problems of Indian Railways. It is similar to the disadvantages of Indian Railways. So just let us read out what all these problems faced by the Indian Railways, the major ones. The first one is obsolete trains, tracks and equipment make railway unsafe. Obsolete means old engines, old trains and old tracks are making unsafe for the Indian Railway. Then electrification of railways has resulted in huge consumption of power and higher tariff rates. So huge consumption of power due to the electrification of all the railways. Many of the workers are inefficient and unproductive. As we discussed, many of the workers or employees are inefficient, unskilled, untrained and unproductive. Lack of facilities and cleanliness discourage passengers to travel by train. Lack of facilities like cleanliness and so discourages the people to travel by train. Railways cannot be laid in hilly areas or in remote forested regions. It cannot be laid or constructed or installed in the hilly areas or in the remote places. It is more preferred the places where the high density of populations are found and the minerals and the raw materials are being carried away. That the railways cannot provide door-to-door service like roads, and therefore the roads and passengers have to rely on road transport to reach their destination. So the railway cannot provide door-to-door service, as we always prefer the roadways, as roadways prefer to provide door-to-door service. The different gauges make a smooth, uninterrupted journey impossible to many sectors. The railways face a tough competition with road transport, both in passenger and in goods transport. The lack of coordination between railways and road transport has lowered the earning capacity of the railways. So these were the few points that we discussed, the advantages and disadvantages in the problems of the railways. Hope you have understood. Any queries, any doubt, please ask questions in the YouTube, or you can ask questions personally in WhatsApp. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. All the best.